Have you ever lost someone close? To them? Kin, I mean.
My brother, Finrod. And my husband.
Husband?
Celeborn was his name.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Second Aid Show, an episode where I'm sure people are really excited about, maybe not even excited, but intrigued to see what we are revealing. So I think we should get right into it. Firstly, joining me on my right, we have Strider. Hello there, friend.
Hello there. I'm very excited for this one. Cannot wait to discuss this. It's going to be really cool.
Indeed. Very excited. Also, we have V. Hello there.
Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to be here for this reveal.
Indeed. And finally, we have Cathy, all dressed up lovely today. Hello.
Hi. Hello, my dear members of the Ton. There are whispers, no, whistles, that Bridgerton is coming to Middle-earth, and one of these fine gentlemen and lady is going to serve some delicious tea today, and I'm going to enjoy the tea.
Perfect. Yes, indeed. And I think I'm going to be that person because exclusive Callum Lynch will play Celeborn in season 2 of The Lord of the Rings of Power. So that is the latest news. Celeborn is indeed in the Rings of Power, has been speculated and rumored about for a while, but we can provide confirmation that Bridgerton star and star in other shows and movies as well, Callum Lynch will play Celeborn, the husband of Galadriel, in the Rings of Power season 2 and going forwards. So I think, Cathy, with that introduction, let me take it over to yourself first.
Okay. Well, I'm excited about this as Cathy, the Bridgerton fan, and Cathy, the Scooper. Bridgerton fan because I watched Bridgerton, love the show, and Callum Lynch was amazing in season 2. He played original character, you know, the kind of characters that we all love when they steal the screen time from canon characters, right? You know, like that. Yeah, I mean, like he won the over the audience, became a fan favorite. So in my opinion, he has a lot to offer. As Cathy the Scooper, I'm really happy that fans were right about this casting. They were guessing and really wanting Callum Lynch to play Celeborn the moment he was announced as one of cast members. So that's fantastic. You know, like I'm really happy that we can confirm this news.
Indeed. Yes, I think for Callum Lynch playing, I think it's even we've talked about before the likeness with Martin Sokus, I believe. I'm sorry if I butchered his name, but who plays Celeborn in the Lord of the Rings. There was always that likeness I've noticed straight away. But Strider, from a lore perspective, we've not met Celeborn in season 1. Is this, starting to see maybe potentially a step in the right direction that we are seeing these canon characters that we love?
Well, as a Tolkien fan, I am relieved because not having Celeborn in the second season would just be a very wrong step, a very bad sprint into the wrong direction, because not having him around with all the stuff that's going to be happening in Region would be very disappointing. So I'm very happy that he's here, and yeah, I think that Mr. Lynch has the looks for it. Apparently, according to Cathy, he also has the skills for it, which is great.
Absolutely.
So I'm very happy with getting Celeborn. That's really great stuff. Like that's good news for season 2. So I'm very happy about it.
Yes, I think that's something we can all resonate with for sure, having Celeborn in the second season and it being played by an established character like Callum Lynch. But V, for more of like a Rings of Power fandom, or like for the fans of the show currently, what does this news mean, do you think?
I think the news are great. Like, it was the biggest guess that everyone had. I think one of the funniest things is that they had made polls, a lot of like to guess who they would want Callum to be, and Celeborn was always on the top. I don't remember exactly the next choices, but I think one funny one was they were always casting him as I don't remember the name, the brother of Isildur, the Anarion.
Anarion.
Yeah.
Anarion, yeah.
So they were either casting him as Anarion or as Celeborn. So it's really nice to see that Celeborn is confirmed, and I can't wait for all those accounts that already exist and have edited Callum as Celeborn. And they will make a party on Twitter. Like I know a couple of accounts, like in the Unhinged space, that they have. They play like a Celeborn character. They reply as Celeborn. They have Callum on their profile picture. So it's a hit for them. And I know a couple of fans that have basically built a fandom over Celeborn already to fight off the Halbrand Galadriel ship. So it would be a very interesting time in Twitter for everyone. It will be great.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be fun, but a lot of stuff. So yeah, I think from that now, let's get back to okay, what does Celeborn do in the Second Age? I think Strider, one interesting thing, of course, he's there and around Region with Celebrimbor. We of course know that. Of course, in which versions you want, where him and Galadriel travel throughout the Second Age, some of the most contested stuff from Tolkien's works. Like what version to go for, some of them even had Galadriel establishing a region. There's so many different versions, but he was a commander in the War of the Elves and Sauron. Helped. I think some versions helped Eregion during the sacking or when it had to send armies, and then in some versions even spent some time in Rivendell and helped assist Elrond with Imladris. So it seems like none of this stuff we have seen so far, and also we haven't seen Celeborn so far. So Stride, do you think with all this and everything we know about Celeborn so far, it makes sense that it would make sense having him going forward?
Yeah, I mean, you said basically all of it. There's, I think, Galadriel's story, and then by connection as well, Celeborn's story has gone through the most revisions of all the characters. Similar, I think. Right
up to Tolkien's death as well.
Yeah, exactly. So there's so many versions of their story that it's. They can go about it in many ways, but I'm hoping that he is somehow in there during the siege, because I don't want him to be just a random guy that shows up at the end. The one thing that he has, there's like so many memes since the movies came out. Imagine being so useless. You're like that guy standing next to Galadriel. Nobody knows who you are. When in fact, Celeborn was a very powerful warrior. He fought throughout the Second Age a lot. He was there during the sack of Region, and he played a major role there. And I'm kind of afraid that they might take that away from him. And then it's a question: what does he have left as a character? Like, he needs to have a thing. Every character has their own thing or two at least, and then him being a warrior is a huge one for his character. So I'm hoping that we get to see him wield the sword and do something cool with it. But
for sure,
at this point, it's hard to say, and who knows where he will go. I don't think he will go to Imladris, for example, because if presumably he will get reunited with Galadriel. So I don't know if they will have time to go to Imladris. I assume they will probably just, after this season is over or something very soon, they will probably go to Lothlorien.
That's a fair presumption to make. But I think a thing that we do need to make though is and decide how are they going to introduce Celeborn to this story. And I think one option for me personally is something, we haven't seen Círdan in season 1. Is there a relationship potential with that? And we're also not seeing Celeborn. Maybe Círdan's purpose to come into the story is to, bring Celeborn back. And, maybe one of my theories is that, on the second age maps when it got released and still to this day, on the top left corner, you have these different islands like Tolfuin. Yep, and this survived the downfall of Tolmod, of course, where I believe is it Turin is one of them. That is where he's also buried as well.
Yeah, so Turin and his mother.
Yeah, Turin and his mother. Yep, and this survived also the downfall of Beleriand, when it sunk into the seas, and it's like maybe he survived on these islands and then somehow got orc encampments, got made his way. That's one example. One, maybe he was far off in the east. Maybe no even the stranger find him. As I said, Cathy, do you have any idea how they're going to introduce Celeborn into the story and give an explanation?
Well, in my opinion, it's probably going to be some rescue mission because he is MIA and for like thousands of years, presumed dead. So it makes the most sense that somebody is going to find him or get the wind of that he is, like among some prisoners or something, so I definitely expect rescue mission. But as far as this character itself goes, if you don't mind, I'll go back to something that we said. I appreciate all the lore that I've heard today from Strider, because the way I saw the character, like from very shallow point of view, he was kin to Galadriel's Barbie. Basically, Galadriel was like, this Barbie is commander of the Northern armies. This Barbie is a lady of Lothlorien. This Barbie is the daughter of the Golden House, and this Ken is Celeborn. Like he was an accessory, like a bag, like flowers, like in my hair. Sure. Like that's how I viewed the character, because obviously he and Galadriel were not equal. There was Galadriel, and then there was Ken, aka or Celeborn, who was created to like complement Galadriel, right? So. And I never had like sense of genuine interest in this character until season 1 of the Rings of Power, when a lot of fans liked chemistry between Galadriel and Halbrand, and suddenly that elevated Celeborn into like the most in-demand character. Everyone was like, oh, we must have Celeborn, like Celeborn, #1 character that we must see, like in upcoming seasons, like where is Celeborn hashtag, right? Like so that was very interesting to me, like to see that evolution, like from literary, like nobody just can, to like a figure of like so much interest, like in fandom. So I really hope that they're going to give him a proper material so that we can see an actual character, not just accessory, not just Ken, like that's, yeah.
Yep, I think that relationship, that he's gonna have with Galadriel, and how that affects, this whole thing, whether with the dynamic between Halbrand and Galadriel in season 1 will be an interesting thing. Yes, for sure. But Strider, we have some more interesting news, more on the design aspect that you'd like to share for us.
Yeah, so Celeborn will be in silver, dark blue, and gold costumes in the Rings of Power Season 2. So I guess they are kind of going for something similar that we got in the movies as well. Just maybe with, I guess the movies maybe lacked gold a bit. So it's going to be interesting to see how, he has to have a very cool costume, and hopefully he's going to have an armor as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing a warrior Celeborn, because as I mentioned a few minutes before, like he does a lot of fighting. Lothorian gets attacked 3 times during the War of the Ring, while Minas Tirith and all those battles are happening in the south. Lothorian gets attacked 3 times, and through the power of the elves, through all those battles where you kind of have to assume that Celeborn was leading them, and through power of Galadriel they managed to defeat them, and then they cross the river, they attack Dol Guldur. They then in the end, after that, Celeborn and Thranduil meet up, and then they split Mirkwood. He has a very active role as a leader and as a warrior, so hopefully we get to see him in both of those roles. So as a nobleman, as a leader, but also hopefully some of these colors we'll see on his hopefully very cool armor.
And do you think maybe potentially the silver might be linked to potentially armor? Who knows? Because reading one thing, and also another thing I was thinking of, maybe it is regional for where he might be. Maybe if he's in Linden, potentially that could be what the gold armor is. I don't know, maybe link. Actually, we all know Gil-galad had that a very fun gold armor in the first season. The other ones, silver and dark blue. Now, this kind of reminds me of a bit of Elrond's costume makeup from season 1, because he had a lot of these different colors. He had green, I believe. Yep, he had a dark green. He had a grey one that he used in Eregion as well. So yeah, but V, what does this around these costumes? Does it hopefully show that we might be seeing him in a lot of outfits, and also hopefully maybe a lot of him in the second season?
Yeah, actually, the first thing I thought of is that, okay, it doesn't make sense for Celeborn to be somewhere safe. Like, one of my worst case scenarios is to not find him like trapped anywhere, or to be like somewhere far away, or to have a Glorfindel kind of trope, because I've had that as an idea. So given that he has gold in his armor, gives me the idea that we will see him a lot in the season and getting developed in the point that he will be able to wear gold from the his rescued potentially outfit, because that's my scenario that I choose to believe that we will go somewhere. So if we find him in wretches, basically not wearing good clothing, of course, and then we get to a point that he wears dark blue and gold and like a very good, nice outfit, or silver from an armor, maybe, that means that he has been enough in the season to like get a good development. So that's an idea that I get from the descriptions.
Yeah, seeing that progression, I think would be really key and integral personally. Yeah, but I think, I can see that working. And I think while you're at it, V, I think we have our third and final scoop for this Celeborn reveal.
You know, like, because this is a fashion. This is a fashion section, and gold, absolutely no. He is silver clam, and putting gold on silver clam is like putting gold swimwear or underwear, whatever silver surfer is wearing. You know, like, it just absolutely not. I mean, like, he doesn't have to wear silver all the time to, you know, like, restate that he is silver clam. But I mean, like, another precious metal, you know, like, come on. I mean, like, it's a bad taste, you know, like, personally, I don't like it. Especially because I'm not a fan of golden dresses, you know, like, golden outfit in fashion anyway. But, you know, like, for a character who is silver clam, you know, like, I'm like, come on, you know, like, it just, like, it's my little gripe, you know, like, but yeah, I take issue with this. This is silver surfer in golden underwear type of deal for me. You know, it's like,
I don't know. No. I don't think.
Absolutely
I wouldn't expect there to be a lot of gold. Like, I would expect probably the blue and the silver will be the dominant colors, and then because he is very high in nobility among the Sindar, so you know, having a bit of gold there, I don't think it would break anything too much. But I think I would expect that predominantly the dark blue and silver will be the main colors.
Maybe it's in accessories, like the crowns that they gave the warriors in season 1.
I mean, maybe that,
like gold, like that, or golden details in his whole outfit. Like I think Elrond has a bit of gold in some of his outfits. I'm not sure though.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see, come next year how these costumes will hopefully look, which will be an exciting thing. So yeah, we have the third and final one for today. So V, I'll hand that over to you.
Yes, and it's a very exciting one, I have to say. So, Callum Lynch, during one of the chemistry tests with Morphy Clark, who plays Galadriel, before filming was said to be in his entire Celeborn costume and outfit. So we have the details about the chemistry tests that he did with Galadriel.
For me, the funnier thing is that he's in all costume, which makes me, laughing, because that presumably makes it sound like that Morpeth Clark was not in costume, so she just, just normally dressed up, and then you just got Callum Lynch in, this whole Celeborn get up, which is the funnier thing for me. So yeah, but I know last time on the show, it looks like chemistry tests caused a bit of a swell. But I think in this scenario, it makes more sense if you're casting the future, husband of the main character and actor, and it's going to be, well, not of the main actor, sorry, of the main character, and it's going to be for future seasons as well. It's going to be like probably 4 seasons worth of them being together. So in my opinion, it makes sense.
I think that Nikki would know this, like for sure. But as far as I know, so correct me if I'm wrong. When they do casting process, chemistry test in costume, it's when they decided, after they decided who they're going to, cast for a character. So it's basically just checking what they should change in the costume, not that, they're going to fire an actor because he looks goofy in, costume, something like that, nothing like that. But in the casting process, this is like the final stage after they actually cast everyone, so it's kind of like a costume test, slash, extra that, chemistry test, just to see, how they look like, because, previously they already passed the chemistry test. So yeah, I think that was a final process.
I don't know. I would say, for me, I mean, something similar to that, but I think that I'm not an actor, so again, Nikki, if you're watching this, please correct us. I think that when they go through the casting process, they maybe get to 1 or 2 final choices. Then, especially in this case, when they have this main character and then they are casting this important love interest, he's going to be obviously, hopefully, more than that as well. But it's very important that 2 of them gel together well. So I could see that this could be his final step in his casting process, that he gets the whole suit and then has the chemistry test with Morphy Clark. So I mean, it could go either way.
But I think even if we needed separate confirmation, we did hear about this Celeborn stuff, and then the chemistry test between Callum and Morphy. So like, even if they're separate things, you could put 2 and 2 together from that initially, that Callum Lynch would most likely be Celeborn, which is an interesting feat. So we will just have to see, of course, how the dynamic ends up on screen, and also it'll be interesting what their first reaction is going to be like as well. I think that is going to be very interesting. Does anybody have going to be an embrace, of love, or is it going to be like shock? Is it going to be like relief? Is it going to be, worry, where were you all this time? Angry, potentially? I don't know. Actually, I wouldn't get her being angry, because I guess she thinks he's MIA. So does anybody have any opinions on how their first interaction will be like?
In my opinion, because I think that he's going to be rescued, maybe not by Galadriel, but maybe some other people. It's probably going to be something like better than bruised Celeborn, like his either found by her or brought in, you know, like, and she's like, oh, Celeborn, you know, like silver clam, you know, that kind of thing. Like it should be, you know, like pretty emotional because, you know, like she gave up on him. Like, let's not forget that she spent 1,000 years chasing Sauron and never looking for her MIA husband. So, you know, like it's going to be emotional, you know, like probably maybe not just positive emotions, you know, like reunion, maybe negative ones, like what were you doing, you know, like for 1,000 years? I was waiting for you to rescue me, you know, like that sort of thing, you know, like, so it's going to be interesting. But the chemistry itself, you know, like I just have to, you know, like say that I noticed something. They had chemistry test between Morphy Clark and Callum Lynch, aka female male, and also Amelia Kenworthy and Charlie Vickers, and Amelia Kenworthy and Sam Hazeldine, also male female, you know, like, so yeah. You know, like it looks like those pairings are getting chemistry testing, you know, like, so romance is, you know, like very, very possible. And we know that it's going to be a romantic relationship for sure between Celeborn and Galadriel. So yeah, we'll see. They have to up the game because of season 1, you know, like, so yeah, they have to up the game. And sorry, I just want to add this. Callum Lynch had great chemistry with Claudia Jesse, who played Eloise Bridgerton on Bridgerton season 2. And she is also 5 years older than him, like Morphy Clark. So, you know, like I expect that chemistry is going to sizzle again.
Well, again, I have to defend the non-chemistry, non-romantic part of that. I sincerely do not hope that that's where I don't want Sauron to have a love interest, especially like I just don't want to go there again. So as I said, like as we discussed in previous video, I strongly believe that chemistry tests does not infer romantic feelings, especially except in this particular case. That's you know, that's how the process goes. Like you have main characters, and then you're casting other characters in the second season or the third or the fourth. When you find an actor, no matter how good they are, if they do not fit with the rest of the cast that's already there, that's gonna be a problem. So that's why you have to do chemistry tests with those new characters. So I'm just saying that I strongly hope that we are not getting Amelia Kenworthy romance with Adar or Sauron. That would be I do not want the love drama in Middle Earth. Like we can have one couple. We already have Adar and Arondir and Bronwyn. That's enough. We're gonna have Isildur and the lady over there. He has to meet his wife. Anarion has to meet his wife. When we also need to meet Anarion as well. So there's plenty of couples. We have this Durin. We do not need a couple. I don't think so in every. So I'm just hoping that's not correct, but it might well be.
But they're not dramatic couples. That's the problem, you know. Like every show needs drama. But okay, I get your point. You know,
but
like,
I just said like there's like 4 or 5 couples already. Yeah. You do not need to invent another one.
Yeah. So this is why it's good to have, you know, debate and discussion. That is the main thing.
That's why, you know, different angles have different hopes.
Perfect. Well, it looks like Celeborn, the Sindarin Prince of Doriath, also known as Teleporno, and also Silver Clam.
I wonder if they will drop that name, though. Mm-hmm. I really wonder that.
That would be the biggest plot twist.
Speaking of Teleporno and Silver Clam, you can see that, you know, like a passage of time, you know, like back in the 70s when he got the name Teleporno, well, you know, like that's very 70s name. and you know, like he was Alpha Chad, and you know, like that sort of thing. And now in the 2020s, he's Silver Clam. He is pretty much, you know, like beta. He likes dancing in the glades of flowers. His armor doesn't fit because it's too big for him. You know, like he went to war and was immediately MIA. You know, like so not much of a warrior. You know, like so yeah. I mean, like you can see.
Well, what's this thrashing of Celeborn? I will not stand for this. He went to the War of Wrath. Anybody who goes to War of Wrath is an epic hero. That's just a canon fact. I will not stand for that.
Also, like he's a hero. I agree.
That's the only thing we know about him.
Also, Baron liked dancing in the glades of flowers.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with dancing as well.
So
also true.
It's a pretty heroic thing to apparently have in a romance in Tolkien universe.
It's a thing elves do. So, they stare at each other for ages, and you know, fall in love while stars are being born above them and all that. So you know, it's just elvish stuff.
Yep. So round 2. So that is about it. We got Celeborn, the Sindarin silver-haired Prince of Doriath, also known as Teleporno, and also Silver Clam, and the future Lord of Lorien, played by Callum Lynch, is in the Rings of Power Season 2, and that, of course, is Celeborn, and that is the news for today, and that's where we're going to sign off as well. I think it's been really exciting, interesting, and engaging discussion and debate as well on numerous amount of things, which is hopefully a pleasure for you guys as well. So first of all, thank you, Strider, for staying up so late as well.
Yeah, thank you. I was looking forward to this one, and I'm very happy we're getting Celeborn. That's really good news. So it was great being here.
And hopefully, you know, we've got Warrior Galadriel in season 1. Maybe we'll get Warrior Celeborn in season 2. Maybe, as you hope. Indeed. And V, thank you again for coming on as well.
Thank you for having me. I can't wait to see the comments of everyone on Twitter and to interact with every single one of you on those big news.
Indeed. And finally, thank you for firstly dressing up for the occasion and bringing all the enthusiasm. Thank you, Cathy, as well, for joining.
Oh, my pleasure. And I can't wait to see Callum Lynch in armor, because this time around armor is going to fit very well because he is buff, you know. Like, so yeah, I mean, like no more Silver Clam, you know, like this is going to be, you know, like Warrior Celeborn, you know, like hopefully in season 2 already, but definitely in, you know, like upcoming seasons. So yeah, very excited.
And I think this is the point in the stream or video where Penguin would normally tell you to, Cathy, go take a cold bath, as he says all those times before. So,
absolutely, you know, like I can hear Penguin's voice, you know, like
So he's here in spirit. And same as
he's
Doc as well.
In my ear,
You couldn't make it either. So thank you guys, and I think we'll see you into the next one. Bye.
Bye.